G'day everybody, it's Malcolm here, aka Papa Bear. Well, welcome to my very first video, and I'm using StreamYard. So we'll see how we go. I've had some issues building up to this video with things like the screen sharing and stuff like that. So we'll see how we go. But it's great to be here. So today we're doing a video on the standard.io, and there's a lot of reasons why we're doing that. Right now, everybody's in the mood with the bull run, and everyone's going to make a lot of money ideally, and we're all wondering what we're going to do about getting that money out. It's quite interesting, and we all the people who are holding Bitcoin, things like that, they're like, I'm never selling my Bitcoin, but how am I going to get my money? And one of the easiest and best ways to do that is to use decentralized finance, so DeFi. So Papa Bear's pretty bloody bullish on the standard. And the reason is, I've seen lots of conversations with Joshua Shigala and Adam Stokes, and Josh has put on plenty of streams on X and YouTube explaining the processes and these protocol and how he came about getting to the point where we're at right now. So look, you've made some money on your Bitcoin, or your Ethereum, or your, whatever you've got. Doesn't matter what you've got, provided there's an asset match in the standard, which we'll have a look at. You can put that money, those tokens in there, earn a yield, borrow against them in USDS, then get that back out, put it into USDT, and basically flip it into whatever you like and however you want to deal with that afterwards. The point of that is that there's a process for it. It's easy to set up. I'll show you that right now. I'm in, not all in, because that's a dumb move, but I'm building up my reserves in the standard token, so TST, for staking, earning great rewards there, and I've got money in the yield pools, and they're earning yields, and I've also got some borrowings against that money, and I'll just talk about that when we get to it. So, but firstly, just bear with me, because this switch over to the screen share is pretty awkward. I only have a big Apple Macintosh, and it's not able to have another monitor plugged in it without more technical advice. So bear with me. It's going to look a little bit junky to start with. It looks crazy actually when you switch, and then I'll jump straight in. So just hold on for one moment. Yeah, I told you it looks weird, and it really does. Hang on. There we go. All right. So we've got a Google search. I'm using a Brave browser because security. So what we'll quickly do is we'll just do a search. Standard.io. There you go. Now, first things first, doing Google searches for anything to do with crypto, just be careful. What you're looking for particularly is this HTTPS and all the rest of that. I know this to be a trusted link, but if you've got any doubts, I was able to X and find them, the standard.io. They're fully accredited there, and there's also links there to the protocol or to their website, which will then lead you to your dApp. But I know this is a safe link, so we'll just click on there right now. There you go. Great looking website. It's a credit to the web developers over there who take a pretty keen interest in appearance and presentation of really good material. There's a bunch of documents there. Didn't click that properly. That's probably just more to do with me than anything. There you go. Great heap of documents. You can work your way through all those. For me, though, the most important one is the white paper. And this white paper it's a downloadable thing. So just, get that, download it. But the most important thing for me is that with that white paper, it's an incredibly complicated document previously. And a few of us reached out to Josh, and he rewrote it and made it a far simpler white paper for us rookies who are not devs or, IT geniuses. And he's pretty clear in spelling out how the processes work. So it's actually a good thing. And it's well worth a read. I think in the documents too, you'll find their latest audit. And that's actually a great document to read. And it is pretty self-explanatory too. And take it from me, I'm no expert, and I could make quite a lot of sense out of it. So that was a good thing. Just in here, some of the contract information, you'll be looking at some point to get some TST, which is the standard token. And that's great for having, firstly, because it's doing quite well in the market all on its own. And secondly, you can stake that, and then eventually, once the protocol fully develops, there'll be a DAO, and your percentage of TST in the DAO will give you a percentage of the vote. And that's the beauty of DeFi. It's managed by the DAO. Not at the moment, but it will be at a later stage. You can also add USDS to your MetaMask, which you'll need to do. And there's also the old URS, which will, I'm sure, make a comeback. It's back and fully pegged at the moment too, which is a great thing as well. But right now, what we're going to do is whiz over into the DApp, and here it is. Just click up here. There you go. So there's the DApp. Now I'm already connected, so we'll just disconnect that. So Papa Bear got his MetaMask there. Here we go. Now, one very important thing for all the new users particularly, just have a look at the messages that are here. Now, valuable lesson can be learnt from many other people's errors. This is a real handy homemaker's hint for crypto goers. Really read these and understand what they say, because those that have been scammed through their MetaMask have probably had a message there saying, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to take full control of this, and you no longer will have control, because the smart contract reads like that. And if you don't read it, you'll be agreeing to it. So just have a real good read of it. So what we're going to do is we'll connect to the DApp. So we're connected now. Now you'll notice that I've got a few trial vaults in here, but on this occasion, what we're going to do is we'll create a new vault from scratch. So it's really easy. Create a USD vault. There it is there. We'll just click on that. There you go. Your MetaMask will open. So what's going to happen? Well, you will receive a standard vault from the Vault Manager. You're going to be interacting with the Vault Manager. And at the moment, the network fees are reasonably high, but it's still only 16 cents. I've seen it as low as 2 cents. So let's have a go at this. Firstly, let's just get this new vault kicked off. So we're going to confirm that transaction. Now, because this is my burner wallet, I haven't got a Trezor or a Ledger or anything attached to that, so I can flick through things pretty quickly. Great idea to not just have your MetaMask, but also have a Ledger or something ahead of that as well. So as all those same transactions still have to be authorized through a Ledger. So look, that was pretty simple. We've got a vault, and it's vault number 81. So we're making some headway, although I have burned up 3 vaults just for practices and trials. So let's go. What we're going to do is we want to deposit some money into some collateral tokens rather into this one here. Now we know I've got ETH in there, so we'll deposit some ETH. Here we go. We'll deposit some ETH. So it's telling me that I've got 0.0663. So what we'll do is we'll put 0.05. That should give us a sizable amount of money to have a play with. Here we go. Okay, well, those fees are really come down a bit now. So we're going to send 0.5 ETH. There it is there. $180.68. Requested from the standard, interacting with that particular contract. Network fee, less than 0. Less than 1 cent, that'll be. So let's go. Oh, deposit successful. Wow, it's pretty quick. So here we go. We've got $180.66. So just whiz up here and have a quick look. We've got no debt. We haven't minted any USDS yet. We've got $180.66. I want to show you something that'll change here once we do a couple of things. And there's no global borrow limit at the moment. And that's because this is a brand new protocol. And with a lot of due diligence going on to ensure that the peg on the USDS is held, especially while they're waiting to get the new version 4.1 volts, which is self-redeeming. But we'll talk more about that another time. The self-redeeming volts are absolute feature of the end of the day with the standard IO. You can manage your volt and your borrowings yourself quite easily at the moment, but these things are not foolproof, but getting really close to it. So look, what we'll do, firstly, we're going to place that Ethereum into a yield pool. So watch what happens. Okay, so it says to you, we'll place your ETH into a yield pool, shown below. You'll get to choose a stable coin and a volatile coin ratio. There's a yield price, a price of yield generation is 1%. And this will get distributed to all TST stakers. And that's fantastic because let me talk to you more about staking your TST later and how you become part of the protocol and you earn money from everybody else doing all the trades as well as yourself. So in this case, what's going to happen is that Ethereum is going to be converted into USDS and USDC pair as a stable pair. And then it's going to be wrapped ETH and wrapped Bitcoin as a volatile pair. So here we go. Let's send it across there. Yeah, pardon me. Now, before we do that, you'll see that the minimum stable pair so the maximum volatile pair that you can have is 90% of your whole pool stable. But what we're going to do, we'll just slide that up. We'll just make that, you can go all the way up to there, 100% stable, but we'll just go 50-50 because why not, right? It's a good way to manage or balance out your thing to start with while you're learning. So we'll just confirm that. There we go. What are we going to pay? Well, we're going to pay 13 cents for that. That's fine. Let's go. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So now we've got, you'll notice here that all that Ethereum's been moved into these two, into the yield pool, into these two pairs. So you got USDS, USDC, and you've got $90.03 there, and you've got your wrapped Bitcoin and your wrapped ETH pair, which is a volatile pair, $90.04. Now remember, the total was more than that, right? It was $180 and something. And you'll see up here that balance now is not $180, it's $125. Now, the reason for that is what the protocol does, it locks up the USD component of this yield pool. So as you can't mint from something from USDS pool. So the difference will be whatever the split is in there, which I'm tipping it's half, the full amount of that, the 90, and a half of that will probably be pretty much equals to 126. Now, right now, that says then that you can borrow up to $108, but you can only borrow up to 90% anyway. So that's locked in. But right now, you can't borrow anything because the global borrowing limit has been used up. And I think the initial offering was you could mint 100,000 USDS, and that got taken up within about 30 minutes of its being there. And there've been two other, I think 3 other amounts of $10,000 go in over the last month that have been snapped up very, very promptly. So, look, we're already doing it. right? And there's a lot of people and a lot of interest in doing it, but we'll show you more. So right now, though, you can't borrow any until the founders and the team are happy enough that the USDS is staying pegged, and then they'll put some more liquidity in there, and then you'll be able to mint it. But right now, this is where we're at. Now, we were talking earlier about what were we talking about? Yeah, we were talking about the TST staking, and this is the setup here. Now, I've already got some TST, but it's really easy to do. You can just go here, go to your MetaMask. You should already have your tokens loaded, TST, Ethereum, USDS, all those ones there. Now, they've already automatically self-loaded because I've done a few tests, and I'll show you how that occurs later. So you can just do a swap. So I want to swap some Ethereum and I want some TST. You pretty much got to type that in for some reason, but there it is there. Standard token. I want to buy some of that. We're not going to buy it today because I already got plenty, but 0.01, right? So $36 a TST. So there we go. And it's going to cost 2 cents, but a maximum of 4 cents. So we're not going to do the swap because we've already got it. A really easy process. And you'll end up with the, 7,645 TST for your $36. So we'll just back off out of there and go here. But because I've already got a bunch of TST in there, let's have a look. So let's stake the whole lot. All right, maximum. We'll deposit that. You'll have to change the spending cap. Now, this is a pretty standard thing for most protocols, or pretty much everything. You can edit the amount you want to, but in this case, we need to spend the whole amount. And it looks like it's less than 1 cent, which is even better. Okay. So we've done the spending cap. Now we'll send the TST. So we're sending the 15,000 that to the contract, right? And we're interacting with the standard IO, and that's going to cost us 2 cents to send that. So let's go. Pardon me, I got the snuffles big time. All right, so now we're fully staked. It's as easy as that. So that means in this occasion, because we've got 15,000, we're going to be called seasoned stakers. There's quite a level of staking accreditations. The highest one being Hero, with people who've got 5 million TST, right down to 1,000, which means you're a protocol participant, and everything in between. Later on, they'll become more important as the protocol develops, where there'll be rewards and bonuses, which is just a thing that to create community engagement. So right now, though, the pool share here is 0.04% of the entire pool. Well, that's not bad, like for 15,000, well, whatever, I think we had $70 worth. Now, can't do anything about that until we get some rewards and or staking rewards. So they're not going to turn up just yet, because you've got to wait 24 hours, and then we'll get more. At some point, if I stake another 9,000, we'll reach the next tier of status, which is good. Pardon me. So further down here, though, something's not going right. These are some of the rewards that you'll earn. You'll earn USDS, Wrap Bitcoin, R, Blink, and Sushi. And then claiming those, that's how I populated my wallet previously. So let's just whiz back to the vaults, though. Okay, so if we open Vault 81, okay, and then you'll see up here, there's Merkle rewards as well. Now, Merkle rewards come from Arbitrum, and I've had quite a few Merkle rewards in my other vault, which is in my personal account. which is really good. And they just accumulate in Arbitrum, and you can claim them anytime. But we've got nothing ready to claim yet. We might come back in a few days and just check a few of these things out, and see what we might have had any rewards here. Just noticing that the APY for USDS and USDC at the moment 17.81, and the wrap Bitcoin everything 12.47. And here's some things that show you what will transact after a little while. But we'll have a look at that maybe in a couple of days. We might see some changes in that, which would be a good thing. But right now, not so much. Sure why that's not doing what it's supposed to. That mouse is playing up, of course. So pretty much that's it. That's how you onboard yourself. It's pretty cheap to do. It's less than 50 cents overall, and the fees are pretty high at the moment, so maybe it's a tad more. But just while I've got you, the part of being part of the standard.io is you become part of a community, particularly through the Discord, and the community is doing a lot of things which I never knew that were sort of able to be done. But I have it from Josh that they really want communities to do this sort of thing. So these are tools that have been built by eMeister, who's just a great community member, and he's built a staking calculator, and it's pretty cool because if you make an estimate here of how many dollars USDS will be minted or borrowed every day, you can just make a rough estimate, right? So let's talk that there's 100. Oh, hang on, how many zeros is that? Oh, one, two, three, four, five. $100,000 or EURUS minted, and let's say the minting fee, because the minting fee at the moment might be about 2%, and we've got, what did we say? We had 15,000 TST in the staking pool. So out of the fees earned at that ratio, and this is the total amount of TST currently being staked. Okay, so there's 38 million, 38.5 million TST being staked at the moment. So your earnings per day, $78, earnings per month, that much, and earning per year is this much. So, crazy as it is, if you were to add to that and you put in 1 million TST, and the borrowing per day was $100,000, and let's face it, at some point, it will be a lot more than that. Every year, between $16 and $20 billion in debt is created every day. So we're not looking for much of a percentage for that to happen. And we're looking for all the crypto bros. I'm particularly looking for them to do it because, I'm pretty invested in the staking protocol. So let's say that. And now we're talking some money, $50 a day, $15, $1,558 a month, and $18,900 per year. The higher the borrowing, let's make it $1 million. What's that? 1 million TST a day. Amount of TST you've got, only $1 million. Look at your returns there. That will happen one day. Not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, that's for sure. Over here, though, this is a minting table. So let's talk about Guardians. Here's the all the roles. Now, let's call it protocol guardians. So 1 million TST staked, right? And I must have done a brilliant job of this. If you think of it, the maximum supply is 1 billion TST. So if only 30% of that's in being staked, these are the returns you'll get. Right, so it's pretty incredible. Once the borrowings get up there, and they will get up there. He's also built another tool which is on June, which is awesome. So here's the link at the top. If you can see that, hopefully you can. At some point, we might see if he can move that not to his own domain, but to somewhere else. But this one's on June anyway, so it's quite easy to find. And this will give you all the details on the USD vaults. Okay, so there's, at the present time, there's 637,000 total value locked. There's only 56,000 in current debt by the sound of it. And the collateralization of debt is that. So that's awesome. And that's the way, I'm pretty sure the way Josh would like it. And you guys to go down, and there's all sorts of charts and assets there, which is pretty cool. I don't profess to understand completely all of that stuff, but there's those in the Discord that do. And they're more than happy to share that information. So the other thing I wanted to show you just quickly before I go is, so this is the coin market cap chart for USDS. And it just fluctuates a little bit, 0.1, 0.2%. And I think that probably is just a little bit recent because they put some more borrowings out, and that'll stabilize back up again over a few days. But you're talking about, 0.3 of a cent. Okay, so nothing, which is perfect. So we'll also look at TST. Now, TST is the standard protocol, and that's what drives, motivates me to get involved in it. Over the last month, say, we've had some pretty serious gains there of 58%, which is epic, right? And for such a new DeFi protocol. And the best part about having TST is not only do you get the earn, the rewards by being a staker here, but at a later point, I think I mentioned earlier that as part of the DAO, TST stakers get a vote. And there'll be all sorts of reasons why you get a vote. Once the protocol's fully locked, immutable, and it just runs on its own, once that's all been ratified, in the fullness of time, and that's the best part about the standard. They're not in a hurry. They want to get it right, and they're taking the time to do it. And I appreciate that, and as a lot of people do. We'll have the say about what happens. We'll have the say about, or vote in the facts of, let's release some more USDS for staking. Let's do this. Let's do that. There's more people on board. So look, I just encourage everybody to consider doing that. Even if it's just to put $10 in there and have a play, get used to it, because at one point you're going to want to make that decision. Let's face it, you're going to have to do something. If you're thinking about doing it, why don't you just have a play? Cost you bloody $10 less than that. Cost you $1 to set everything up. Move some assets across, have a little look, buy a little bit of TST, stake it, and have a play. Get used to how all the systems work. Reach out to people in the Discord, just being careful to avoid scammers. So nobody from the Discord will ever directly DM you. So if you want to speak to somebody, go and find the I wonder if I can bring that up now. I probably can. I'll do that. I hope everybody can see that. It should be able to. I'll just move that across. So you go to the standard there. Go to the lobby. Okay, go to the lobby, and you'll see all the chats there. You'll see, Josh sticks his nose in every now and then. That's me, Papa Bear. Ricardo, a great supporter of the protocol. Kazim, he's one of the admins. So here's up the thing. He's the principal admin. This is Thorax. Have a look at this. So if you really want to know who you're dealing with on any of these things, what you're looking for is these. So these icons: admin, core, and core means he's part of the full team. Protocol guardian, so he's also invested, and he's also another admin as well. He's got to get two other things as well. What are they? Verified members and support. So reach out, just a DM to Thorax, and he'll get back to you. He's not around all the time, but only interact with those guys. So him and Kazim. And down here, there's a support here. There it is. Create a ticket. You can just open a ticket, put your message in there, and then they'll get back to you. Do not interact with any other body who pops up and says, "Oh, I've got a support ticket," because the trouble is with Discord is there can be a little bit of that going on. Okay, so you just want to avoid that. Create a ticket or DM directly to Thorax. Here he is, Thorax. You'll see him there. Any of these people you want to check out, and Ewan, yeah, Ewan's the dev, and he's core. Ewan's the guy. He's the guy who does all the number crunching and stuff and smart contracty stuff. So I'd encourage you to do that if you get an opportunity. Not saying it's for everybody, but certainly for me and a bunch of other people. So if you get a chance, take the time, set it up, watch the video. It's a very easy process. Get yourself a vault. They're very secure for you. You have the keys. The standard can't do anything with your crypto. It's just sitting there on the blockchain still. You've got all the access to it. You controlling it through your MetaMask and everything. They got no access to it. They don't want any access to it. You're dealing with the probably the most transparent group of people I've ever met, to be honest with you. And if you ever get the opportunity to watch Josh Shigala somewhere, he's just the straightest guy ever. And it's a credit to him for doing that. So I'll wrap it up now. I've taken a lot of your time, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. If you've got any queries, certainly go over to the Discord or to the X page and ask a question there. But only interact with people that you know that are other guys. They'll never ask you to send any money. They'll never ask you to do anything other than tell them what your problem is, and they'll give you advice. They won't send you a link. They won't do anything like that. You just got to be careful of that in everything you do with crypto, not just DeFi, everything. So many of us have been scammed in the past, even me. I can tell you some stories. So good luck to you. Reach out if you need to, even if there's a way to reach out wherever this ends up. I'll be happy to help you. So bye for now. Thanks, everyone.